Hi everybody, welcome back to the Word from the Shed. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. So says the psalmist in Psalm 119 about God's word to him and to everybody. But first I want to talk about jigsaw puzzles. I don't know what you're finding to do at home, but one of the things that takes my mind off all the difficulties we're going through is doing a jigsaw puzzle. I haven't done one for ages. I've got a great 1,000-piece one, which is probably peanuts to most people who do jigsaws, but to me it's huge. And as I tipped all the pieces out onto one table, I thought, my goodness me, is it really worth starting? But then as I began, and I tried to be a bit methodical, I started by doing the simple bits, which is quite a good way to start, I reckon. I looked for all the edge bits and put them in. There's one piece missing, which was rather annoying, but there we go. And then I took the main focus of the picture and started to piece that together. And then I took all the sort of secondary points of focus and got most of them filled in. And that was all good fun. But now, of course, I'm at the point where you've got those massive bits that give context to any painting, especially if it's a landscape. So the sky, I mean, every piece seems to be the same colour and the same shape. And some pieces don't seem to go anywhere. And then you've got all the green stuff with the trees and the hills. And it takes perseverance at that point. But of course, once you reach that point, you are actually hooked because you've done all the good bits and you want to give them that context where they're going to look even better. So you've got to finish it. And to me, it's rather a parallel actually with the Bible. Now, the Bible has thousands of bits. And it's a huge book. And it seems daunting to even start. We pick it up and we look and we see there's 1,200 pages odd. Goodness me. And it has thousands of words. Bit of useless information for you. The King James Version of the Bible has 783,137 words. The more modern New International Version, still a very good translation, has 727,969 words. I recommend that version, New International Version, not because it's got less words, but because it's a very good translation in modern English. A typical Bible, as I say, has 1,200 pages and it's made up of 66 books. So one is slow to pick it up and make a start. But it is consistently the world's bestseller. Sadly, most Bibles are tucked away somewhere, gathering dust, and hardly ever consulted. But sometimes when difficult things happen, some people turn back to the Bible because they're seeking God. And of course, He can be found there in the pages of the Bible. But it is the Bible, if you read it regularly, is life-changing and life-enhancing. The more you do it, the more you get to understand it. And in the same way as doing a jigsaw puzzle, you get to know the big picture by starting with the small pieces. And it's a very good idea to start not with the difficult bits. So many people turn to Revelation or some prophet, which is all good stuff. I'm not denying it's wonderful, but it's very hard to understand at the beginning. So the best place is to go to somewhere that you enjoy or somewhere you feel you've got a chance of understanding. It's great to start with Jesus. He's the centre of our faith. And the best gospel of the four gospels is Mark because it's full of action. And as you read it, you look at the person Jesus and you begin to see that perhaps there's more to him than just his humanity. And it moves quickly. It's a great book. And then you're ready to go on to the next one. So as you go to the smaller parts, you then see that they begin to link up, and then as you go on, you get to the context of it, which is much more difficult. History and all sorts of law and stuff like that, which isn't easy, and it's the time when you've got to persevere. But nevertheless, as it links up and you've got your focal points, you understand those, you're hooked. And you've got to find out more. So the great thing is not to read too much in a day, but to do it regularly. And just be kind to yourself. Do the bits you like or understand, and then allow those to lead you on. Now, with a jigsaw puzzle, you might be doing a puzzle of somebody that you really love as an artist. Might be Van Gogh or someone like that. And you might have looked at that picture many times in your life. You might have gazed at it for a long time. But it's very interesting when you do a puzzle of it, you find out even more. To get those little pieces in, you're sometimes looking at the brush strokes to see if they match, the tones, the shapes. And by the end of it, you feel you know the picture a whole lot better, and you know the artist a whole lot better. And it's the same with the Bible. As you persevere, as you put the pieces together day by day, as you look into things you haven't looked into before, you get to know the book, the context, all the wonderful stories in it, all the truths in it, and you get to know, more importantly, the author, who is God himself. So your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. It guides us through and takes us to our final destination with God in heaven. I've got a few links that you might be interested in. I'll try and add them in. They'll certainly be in the email, and I'll try and add them to the video as well. One of them is CWR. They do a thing called Every Day with Jesus, which will help, hopefully. There it is. It's daily readings, and with commentary and further little passages in the Bible to kind of look at. Very helpful. There's a book here called How to Read the Bible for All It's Worth by Gordon Fee and Douglas Stuart. Get that on Amazon. Good book. And there's also Tom Wright, Finding God in the Psalms. Great place to start, and you'll find that this will really help. And I recommend to you also the Bible Society, which do a great job translating Bibles for the whole world and getting them out and around the place. So God bless you, and see you next week. Bye.